Hello, and thank you for joining your host, Bethany Tucker, on another episode of Living Disabled. Now, receiving blind training disabled was challenging, difficult, fun, exciting, for just a few words to give a description. I was the only blind person there with a physical challenge. That made things difficult because when you're trying to intermingle and hang out, it was weird because I was the only one there with that challenge. But on to the training I received. Okay, so the first class that I really loved was the cooking class because I got to cook. You got to cook what you like to make to eat, and they would help you. But you would come up with the ideas. So let's say you want chicken, so chicken and Alfredo. That was my favorite thing to make. So I would have to go in the pantry, get out my Alfredo sauce, my chicken out the freezer or refrigerator. I already have had her take it out, so I can just take that out, come over to make it. I use a George Foreman though, so that's how I would do it. That was cooking. That was fun. So she just kind of watch you, she get everything out and prepare it, cook it, make it cool. Bam. The next class I really liked was orientation mobility, which stands for O&M, or O&M stands for orientation mobility, where you get to travel on buses and in the community and on campus, because this is geared toward people going to college. I chose not to do that. But yeah, so it was really fun to travel and being out in a different city, in Kalamazoo to be exact, and just traveling and mingling and having fun and just being challenged mentally too. Just pass that class. That was an O&M class I had to pass, cause until you couldn't go out on your own until you could take certain tests to pass. One of those tests was traveling at night. Because sometimes when you're out and about, you lose track of time and oops, it's dark. And if you don't know how to get back home, you can't be on your own. So I passed that. Took me a little minute, but I passed it. It was fun. Basically just, trying to, learning markers at night or finding markers at night and just getting back to where the dorm was, which was at, the blind training center. That was fun. Computers, not all that fun. I mean, it was cool, but I meant just typing. I did some save Word documents. I did some Google searches, but it really wasn't. I was just in the class just because I wasn't really being taught really much. And though I was going there initially to do the what's it called, the college prep. But in the middle of it, I was like, I don't want to have to keep up with computers and worry about the Braille class. That's another class coming up. And a lot of the classes, because I wanted to just learn how to live on my own independently. So, okay, so that was that. And then Braille. Yeah, Braille is complicated. There's 6 dots to make up the whole alphabet. Plus, there's 6 dots to make up different configurations. Like the word for is 6 dots. The word but is a couple of dots. The word can. So there's shortcuts to Braille that I just was like, for me to read a menu in Braille would be so many shortcuts I would not remember. Like, it's hard for me to remember my accident. I lost some memory. So it was like, nah. But I did take it just to learn how to fun. So that was that. Oh, there was cleaning class. Not cleaning class, but so we all had our own dorm rooms that we had to keep clean. So, we all knew where the cleaning supplies was. You just pick what you like to clean with. By me not cleaning at home ever, I just went with the easiest thing, which was a Swiffer, sweeper, and I think a Super Mop. Because it was just a dorm room. And I used that, and every week I would get a pass for my cleaning. And for the bathtub, I used, certain supplies for the tub and toilet and stuff like that, sink. But, they taught us that when we first got there, we didn't know how to do it. And it wasn't hard. I wasn't taught it, but it wasn't hard because, it's kind of like common, it's not that hard. little sidebar. I was a employee at a camp where you had to, keep things clean and whatnot. So that that was not hard. Okay, that was cleaning. That was fun too. Mention cooking, mention braille, mention technology, computers, O&M, and that was that. That was my blind training. So I got trained on how to. No, I'm sorry. I missed a class. I missed a class. It was because I was only in for like 3 weeks because I knew all the answers. She was like, Bethany, would you stop answering the questions and let John answer some? I'm like, I know it. She said, I know, but so she let me out. It was supposed to be a 6-week class. I got out within the first 2 to 3 weeks because she was like, Bethany, you know it. Basically, it was a class about, what was it called? Life skills. How to dress or how to make a phone call if you don't know a number, how to look up a number, how to budget money, how to pay a bill, how to pay a check, how to write a check. How to budget money again, how to basically live on your own from a like budgeting money, from a living, what I'm saying? Like basically how to live on your own. It was real cool. It's crazy because I never lived on my own, but I knew how to dress properly. I knew how to, and she would say like, well, how do you know how to dress if you can't see? And I was like, you just go by the temperature. You just see if the sun's out. You just go by the air. How would you know how to predict? You just bring a light jacket if it's summertime. It's just different stuff like that. Or then we get into the budgeting money. Like, how would you pay a bill? You would call them. You would set up a payment plan, or you would just make arrangements for online banking, or you would just make arrangements to pay a bill. Either it would come in the mail. It was really fun. Just that me realizing that I knew how to live on my own was cool. As far as handling my own business and whatnot. Whew. After that, all that, I completed my training. I completed my O&M, my cooking, my life skills. That was really all I was really in there for. I did do the computers and braille, but those classes were just for fun. So after that, I got to go into an apartment because the apartment training was part of the training too, because you wasn't going to be able to, they were not going to give you a stamp of blind approval to say you can live on your own unless you completed this apartment training, which was actually really, really fun. Like, you got in there and you had to keep clean. You had to cook for yourself. You had to, go shopping for yourself. You had to live independently within their ranks so they could see you and help if you need help. I never need help though. I never need no help. I passed that too because it was basic cleaning that I have been practicing there in the dorm rooms. Cooking, I was doing that already in the cooking class. But the thing was how they made you cook though. It's funny because first you got in there, first 2 weeks, you could go to the cafeteria and eat all your meals. Then next week, you can only go 2 meals. The next week, one. The next week, you got to cook all your meals. So you had to pass cooking to get into the apartment, which I did. So it was fun because, you got to come and go more as you please. Like, you could just literally come and go. Before you could come and go, but it wasn't like that. Like, you got an apartment, you could just go, come. You was on curfew. Was it curfew? I think it was, which was 12. It was curfew. Yeah, curfew was 12 a.m. But if you called, let them know you was running a little late, they give you an exception. Because, the buses, we all have to take buses. The buses, because you run a little late or whatever, so stuff comes up. But anyway, I had lots of fun. I made a lot of connections with people. I was able to just be around people who were young like myself versus being around older people. And I just learned so much, and I'm grateful for that opportunity, because without that, I would not be living my own right now. Because they taught me, or they reinstated to me, like, how to do this, how to do that independently. So I'm very grateful for them. Yeah, so it was really cool. So thank you for joining me, your host, Bethany Tucker. Please, please stay tuned to another episode of Living Disabled. All right now, bye.